Good morning.
Morning.
Welcome to the summer services at All Souls. During the summer, our services reflect on the turning of the season, more lighthearted with fewer liturgical elements. The reason we gather remains the same: to keep hope kindled. I'm Paul Carolyn, and I'm honored to be the worship leader this morning. Also honored to be sharing up here with Carolyn Carter and Bill Ricker, who during reflections will be sharing their summer memories. Welcome to All Souls, where all souls are welcome. You're joyfully called to worship. Please rise in body and our spirit for our opening hymn. Number 38, Morning Has Broken. We'll sing all three verses. Lots of energy. This is a time in our service when we welcome you to turn to each other and offer a greeting and message of peace with your hearts, your eyes, your smiles, your words. Please turn at this time and say hello to our friends in the online pews. Good morning. If you're here for the first time in our service, we invite you, if you're comfortable, to raise your hand and acknowledge us so we can welcome you. Those of you who are in our online pews, say hello, and if you're with us online for the first time, we'd love you to introduce yourselves to us. At this time, the passing of the peace will begin.
We acknowledge the Nahantic, Mohegan, Mashantucket, Pequot, and Eastern Pequot people as the traditional caretakers of the land on which we worship. We honor and pay respect to these tribes, their ancestors, and their lineage who today uphold traditional practices, art, and education.
And Carolyn loves hitting the singing bowl. Does a great job. Our chalice is a symbol of Unitarian Universalist liberation and freedom. The flame of our chalice this morning is a reminder of the warmth and brightness of our connections. We invite Bill to light the chalice this morning. We invite you to say these words together. In faith, together, we light this chalice, symbol of our Son's enormous power, whose energy burns so brightly in these days of summer. We bask in the warmth and heat of these days with lightened hearts and quickened senses, in gratitude and in faith. Thank you, Bill. Last Sunday, a few days before the 4th of July, Reverend Carolyn lit our peace candle to bring our attention, our care, and our love to our own country. The lighting of the peace candle today will bookend the 4th of July with again a focus on our country and on democracy. May our spirits be guided by our values. May our lives speak, be they gentle and angry or loud and clear. May we remain united in our mission as people of faith, to connect deeply, grow together, and serve one another. Blessed be, may it be so. Amen.
Amen.
Our reading is titled Summer Warmth by Helen Cohen. We stand at the edge of summer. The sun has at last warmed us enough that we begin to trust in its presence. The last burst of spring blossoms, lavender and white, and deep pink banks of rhododendron are giving way to the summer peonies and roses. O source of the turning of seasons, of earth, of life, a promise gradually becoming fulfillment, may your people find a lightening of the burdens with a brightening of the sky. This time we're going to invite Charlie Hewers to come to the chancel. It's sort of not a musical meditation, maybe a musical introduction to our reflections today. Charlie's going to do an original piece, and I'll let him talk about it before he gets started.
Good morning. Good morning. This is the non-liturgical part of the service. As Paul asked me a couple of weeks ago, could you do a summer song or a summer poem? I said, sure, got it. It's been 50 years since I wrote a summer song. And I worked on it a little bit more. So this is called Nothing to Lose. Butterfly flitting above the summer grass, making lazy circles in the sun. Me just laying here kicking back. All my work is done, I got nothing to do. Got nothing to do. Got nothing to do. Sweet breeze a rustling the leaves above the ground where I lay, daydreaming I'll pass the time all the live long day with nothing to do, with nothing to do, with nothing to do. Got no promises to keep. All my deadlines have been met. I can just let my mind drift by the meadowland, neath the shady tree. The day is young and I'm absolutely free. Got my lunch in a paper bag, got wine in my canteen. Daydreaming, I'll just pass the time off. Don't the air smell sweet with nothing to do? With nothing to do. With nothing to do. Gonna stay till the sun descends or use up all my wine. Either way, I won't complain about how I spend the time with nothing to do. With nothing to do. With nothing to do. You know I could do this on my own, but I'm wondering if you'd like to join me on this summer day by the meadowland, neath the shady tree. The day's young, why don't you come with me? Butterfly flitting above the summer grass, making lazy circles in the sun, sipping wine, high on life, having so much fun with nothing to do. With nothing to do. With nothing to do. Ooh.
Thank you.
Well, if that doesn't bring a smile on your face, I don't know what does. That was awesome. Encouraging us after service today to go home and have nothing to do. Perfect.
Amen.
Amen. So for our reflections today, we have two wonderful members of our congregation, one who's fairly new to us and one who's been with us for about 15 years. They're both engaged members of our family through their involvement in choir and many other ALSO's activities. We welcome them to share with us this morning. First, Carolyn Carter, and then Bill Ricker.
Good morning. I am a summer baby. My birthday is next week. It's on the 18th, and I'm turning the big 4-0. Some people like to do big things for their birthday milestones, but I want to celebrate in the same way I have since I was a kid, growing up in Niantic, and that's at the beach with pizza and soda. I grew up next to Rocky Neck State Park. Sat at the highest point in the neighborhood was the house that my grandfather built, overlooking the beaches and the park. During the day, the sounds of children laughing and screaming in the water would carry up the hill to my deck, where I would imagine them playing in the sand and running from jellyfish. As a teenager, this was our main stomping ground. I have vivid memories of weaving through tourists and campers, waiting in concession stand lines with dripping suits and bare feet, hot wooden porta potties, and communal cement showers, chasing the ice cream man and meeting people constantly that we would never see again. Under the bridge in ankle-deep water, kids would gather around a bucket to admire the size of the crab that other kid just caught. At night, the murmurs of beachgoers would be replaced by crackling wood as the campers lit their fires. The scent filled the neighborhood. Paired with the wild honeysuckles, it doesn't get any better than that. We would sneak on the beach after hours and run from the guards on patrol. We hung lanterns on our handlebars and rode through the campgrounds every week, a new set of vacationers, a new adventure to be had. We got excited when we saw fireflies and shooting stars. How fast we forget to notice these little beautiful things. How infrequently we take an extra second to appreciate something so small but meaningful. Perhaps we share some of the same summer memories. For those who know me, they know I have a very strong opinion on fragrances. So if I don't like a smell, my body reacts in a very big way. So you can imagine that when it comes to the good side of having a strong sense of smell, those hit that much harder. So the summer memories we have in common may be of coconut-scented suntan lotion, the first whiff of someone's freshly cut grass, or the cold rain on hot pavement. A summer breeze carries with it so much life. It's cozy and nostalgic. It's bursting everywhere. The crickets and the peepers, the fresh air, the warm sun. The life-giving sun. Cicadas used to mark the hottest part of the season, like a last call to enjoy it before all it ends. But this morning I heard them. And they seem to come earlier and earlier every year. My memories of summer will always feel loving and beautiful and full, hitting all the senses and reminding me to be grateful while it lasts. Thanks to New England weather patterns, summer will always be held in the highest regard for me and cherished while it's present.
There's an obvious difference between Carolyn and I. It's age. But did you also notice she had her talk on a tablet? I've had many wonderful experiences over my 80-plus years of summers. But in order to smell the beauty of the rose, you need sometimes to smell the odor of punk. Truth be told, I was not always the upstanding congregant, choir member, conservationist, political activist that you see before me, before you. I was a hellion. In grammar school, during recess, I'd go out and catch garter snakes along the stone wall and put them in the teacher's desk. I got the rattan. Anybody know what a rattan is these days? It was a wooden switch that you got on the palm of your hand if you did something bad. I used to get it on the back of my hand where it raised blood. And school for most kids got out at 2:30. My school got out at 4:30 because I was in detention from 2:30 to 4:30. In 4th grade, I attended the Mayor Curley Elementary School in Jamaica Plain. Anybody remember Mayor Curley? He was the mayor of Boston who was elected to office while in jail. Let's hope that doesn't repeat itself. We were moving that year to the suburbs, out to Westwood. The teacher that had my father in 4th grade was retiring with me in 4th grade. And she stood up before the class and said, "We have 2 students who are leaving today. Mary Reardon, would you stand up, please?" And I got all excited. And Mary stood up and said, "Mary, the class has saved their milk money," which at that time was 2 cents for a half pint, "for the last month and have bought you a box of Whitman chocolates." 1948, after the war, chocolates, oh my God. And my parents didn't have the money for that type of candy, but I was next. And Miss Shea said, "Billy, would you stand up, please?" And I did. And she said, goodbye. That hurt. Later in my school year, I recall listening to my aunt and uncle and parents talk about what their kids were going to do going off to college, and Jack was going off to Brown, or he was finishing at Brown, and Judy was going to Mount Holyoke, and my brother at Tufts. And my dad said, I hope Billy doesn't end up in reform school. How that hurt. A major reason for my disability, my acting out, was a disability. Billy, you have such a high IQ, you're just not working up to your potential. Gee, how I heard that over and over again. No one knew what learning disabilities were back in the 40s and 50s, let alone how to treat them, how to teach them. Remember the Jerry Lewis telethon when that little girl in the pink dress walked out on stage with crutches and a cast on her leg? Boy, people opened up their wallets and purses and sent in thousands of dollars. They never pranced out an angry boy, someone who was failing in school, to represent people who were hurting. Because I couldn't read well, when it came to time for me to read a passage in a class, I would say or do something funny and get kicked out into the hallway. It was so much easier to have them laugh at something I said or did than to laugh at what I was trying to read. I was fortunate to have an aunt who sent my brother and I off to summer camp for a month. There, my interest in nature and snakes, I was able to teach young kids what I had learned along the way, including what they could do with snakes without exacerbating their teacher. That interest in kids led to my getting my master's in social work. I worked in institutions for delinquent and disturbed kids. So I guess my dad saying Bill will end up in reform school really happened. Give me the worst kid. I loved working with them. After starting a family, I moved from institutional work into the public school setting. And as a school social worker, I then was able to have my summers off. At 30, I returned to the camp of my youth, only this time as assistant director. For 25 years, I worked with young adults, counselors in their 20s and 30s, teaching them how to deal with bullies and bedwetters, isolates, and how to recognize and teach kids that had learning disabilities, so that when they rigged a sailboat, they could do it in an organized step-by-step process and not be laughed at. By sharing some examples which hurt me as a child, like my IQ admonition, denial of a box of chocolates, I hope to help them to see what they say to a child today can stay with them for a lifetime. Be kind, be supportive, be encouraging, be caring. I can teach a counselor how to sail. I can teach a counselor how to teach serving a tennis ball. I cannot teach them how to care. be supportive, be encouraging. But I can, by example, show how to care and encourage. And I did for a quarter of a century. At the end of each camp season, we had a staff banquet and shared fun, often hilarious stories of goofy things that happened over the course of the summer. Counselors were called up and given mock awards or recognizing something important that they did. Oh, was I asked to share a wonderful experience with all of you? I'm sorry to just keep sharing these sad vignettes. Well, it came as a total surprise to me at that banquet when the nurse said, "Bill, would you stand up?" And I did. With great trepidation, I thought, what is this all about? To a totally silent audience of my staff, the nurse said, "Billy, the staff wanted to recognize what you have given them over the years. They've given up their beer money just for a week to give you a gift, a box of Whitman chocolates."
Thank you so much, Carolyn, for that wonderful sharing, and you took us on a journey of senses. You helped us see and smell and taste everything that you did. And thank you, Bill, for that deeper look into your life and what you've learned and what you gave back. So I think both of them deserve another round of applause. At this time, we'll move into our offering. So please read with me the words for our offering. We give to the work of all souls. Our work weaves the fabric of love called community. To this end, we dedicate ourselves and this our offering. For all that you've given and all that you've sacrificed, we thank you. In creating our All Souls community, we give quiet witness to each other's lives through sharing joys and sorrows by lighting a candle. At this time, we invite those in our online pews to share their intentions on the chat. We ask that you do not respond to each other in the chat so I can more easily find items to share with the greater community. Otherwise, I'll be stuck looking for them. Our sharing is now open. Already from the book. Kyle, I'm going to have to work with you on your handwriting. I'll try it. Residents and villages of Shore Landing in New London lost their homes in a fire this week. I saw that posted. For details of how to donate items, please see Kyle, who's in the back. From Eileen, happy birthday to Craig Kent today. Happy birthday, Craig. We won't ask you how old you are. Okay. From Grace, asking for blessings on my pilgrimage and strength to deal with the surprises along the way. I think that's it. I invite you into a communion of silence and reflection. Okay, at this time, please rise in body and or spirit for a closing hymn, number 1020, Oyaya. Charlie is going to accompany Bill with guitar. Nicely done. Please say with me the words for extinguishing the chalice. And Bill, would you extinguish the chalice, please? Our worship has ended, but our service is not yet done. May our spirits be renewed and our purpose resolved as we meet the challenges of the week. Our chalice flame is extinguished until once again united by the strength of our communion. Please raise your hands in Unity Hall. And friends at home, please raise your hands, one hand and one hand on your heart, as we're reaching out as we send forth. May love guide you on your journey forward. Joy meet you at every turn, and hope be your daily practice. May peace challenge you, generosity empower you, and may you know in every day that you are enough, just exactly as you are, and you are not alone. Go in peace. Amen. Please sit and enjoy the beautiful music before our announcements. The amazing thing, as we all know about Bill, is that every piece he plays has his own signature on it. So, well done. Our announcements: if you are new today or newish and would like to learn more about All Souls and UUism, head to the welcome table where a friendly soul, Jesse's pointing out, oh, the friendly soul is Peggy, is pointing out, will greet you. Our annual Sail Fest parking fundraiser will be this coming Saturday as he holds the clipboard up. We generally raise $2,500 to $3,000, which is quite a take. So this is an important source of funds for us. It requires only 2 hours of your time, staffing the parking lot. Come on out, have a chance to chat with other souls, and bring in the big bucks. The sign-up sheet is in my hand. Please sign up for a shift. Parking for All Souls congregation is $10. You won't have to pay to park if you're coming to watch it.
It's really fun, so do it.
And it's really fun, so do it. We have actually, we have noon to 2 is done. We need 1 to sign up for 2 to 4, 1 to sign up for 4 to 6, 1 to sign up for 6 to 8, and 3 to sign up for 8 to 10. So I'll be up here. Make sure you stay in line. Don't rush each other and knock each other over to sign up for this. Thank you once again to Bill and Carolyn. You guys did a wonderful job sharing the party. Go in peace. Have a wonderful week.
Sorry.